This is an Australian Living Labs Innovation Network presentation. Today we're talking with Juan Antonio Bertolin.
I was looking on the web before. You have a long list of affiliations. So I was wondering if you could start by telling us a little bit about yourself and which organizations you represent.
Well, I am the managing director of SPITEC, that is the Science and Technology Park of the University Jaume I of Castellón. This is in the Mediterranean coast of Castellón, 60 kilometers to the north of Valencia. And moreover, I belong to the International Association of Science Parks and Areas of Innovation, where I develop my role as an advisory council member, also a council member of the European Network of Living Labs since 2011. and also I belong to the Triple Helix Association as a convener in two thematic research groups. One is related to university industry partnership, and the other is the Science Parks and Incubators thematic research group. Are the three basic institutions that I am providing support.
And I believe you're a council member for ANOL?
Pardon?
You're a council member for the European Network of Living Labs?
Yes, we are members from ANOL since 2011 during the fifth wave. And 1 year after, I started to be part of the council of the ANOL as well.
That's wonderful. So you are very well placed to tell us lots about Living Labs and where they fit in the innovation ecosystem. So perhaps we can start with the question of what do you think is what's a living lab for you, and what are its key attributes?
Key attributes. Well, Living Labs is actually an environment of experimental innovation. Whenever you need to develop a product or a service, Living Lab provides you in some way the user-driven paradigm during the process of co-creation of the products or service that you want to develop. So it's a very interesting, it's not a project, it's like a philosophy, it's intellectuums where all the agents of the innovation ecosystem are participating in the co-creation process to develop something that will improve their quality of life in some way. So Living Labs is an open space. It's an open space where everything happens thanks to the collision of the different hunches that are provided by the users that are participating. Users are as a clients or also as a citizens. It started very well focused in the social innovation, but now it's spread around the technology as well. So the key attributes of the Living Lab basically is the participation of the final client, the user, understood as a client, as a citizen, as I mentioned before, and the basics is the co-creation, the process where everybody is participating in that process. Now in Europe it's called also Open Innovation 2.0. That was the open innovation of Henry Chesbrook, but the 2.0 is adding the quadruple helix instead of the triple helix, where one of the parts of the quadruple helix is the society. So this sort of environment of Open Innovation 2.0, where all the elements are participating in the developing of innovation development, is one of the key points of the Living Lab.
That's tremendous. Thank you. So I'm interested, as you said, you have those long lists of associations with like the Triple Helix Association. So what difference does going to that extra move and having co-creation with the citizens to make it a quadruple helix, what difference do you think that makes to the innovation and the kind of outcomes that you have from a Living Lab?
Well, the basics is that you are developing solutions with the participation of others, of the people that will be using it. So it's much focused in how are we going to involve the person or the people that will be the final client, will buy your product, will buy your solution, and also will this solution will increase their quality of life. So this is a different paradigm, because so far in the models of closed innovation and even open innovation, the Chessbrook open innovation is where you expect feedback from others. You expect that people could tell you how to improve your product, but it's only a matter of giving feedbacks. The co-creation process is something deeper. Is where I am not only providing my feedback, but I am collaborating with you doing the things. So doing the things to make this happen. I mean, my dream will be achieved thanks to your collaboration, but not only with a feedback, with a questionnaire. It's not like a test bed. Test bed is the last part of the Living Lab, where you are developing something and you create like a questionnaire, and people will say I like it or I don't like it, and I will improve it in that way. No, it's not only that. It's let's go together. Let's go hand by hand, trying to develop something from the beginning till the end. And this is basically the difference between developing innovation in the regular way, where you can do it in a closed laboratory. This is why Living Labs is an open space, because you are not forcing the developing of any sort of product or service. You are opening, and you are not worried about what will happen, because everybody is touching and modifying your product and providing that feedback and also participating in the co-creation. So it's a very, very, I would say, stronger concept of open innovation.